In the next 48 hours, Bitcoin could become highly volatile, and I want to show you how we can take advantage of this volatility. If you think that is interesting, then let's go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Wednesday. We jump directly into the charts. There's a lot to talk about today. And we start off with the DXY because the DXY is getting here once again rejected. And that is, of course, a really, really good sign. We have some economic stuff coming out later tonight with an FOMC meeting minutes. So where they are more or less deciding which direction they want to go in the next FOMC meeting. And that can have an impact on the dollar. That we go potentially here a little bit lower. That's at least what I am expecting here. And finally breaking below convincingly the 99 point level, and will then drop here way lower than that. So there is the minimal chance that we come back here to 100 points, but that would be a rejection point in my opinion, and from there it goes then lower. When we're looking at Bitcoin, so first of all, even though we're correcting here in the last hour a little bit, what I want to point out is that we are still putting in here overall in the market structure higher lows consecutively. And now the only thing that we need to do is break this lower high here. So once we're breaking that, we are trying to attack then this higher high, the prior all-time high, and that will lead to a really nice and juicy pump to get close to the prior all-time high and that higher high, or goes straight past it into a new all-time high. So, and based on that, to give you guys here a really quick scalp trade. So this is a really small one. This is just here 1%. Roughly to the upside with 0.34% of a stop loss. Risk to reward ratio is definitely given, but this is a super high volatile scalp trade with super high leverage. So if you want to trade that, you have at least to use like 25x leverage to trade this, in my opinion. So if you want to do that and support the channel at the same time, and then go in the description below and the pin coin below, there you can sign up on Blowfin. You can trade and earn at the same time. Depending on how much you deposit, you will get future bonuses that you can use and withdraw the profits completely. That belongs all to you. And you should also not forget that you will get access to my new alpha group. There will also be a link left in the pin coin below, just under the Blowfin link, but you need to deposit at least $50. And we're gonna check it manually if you actually did. So all the instructions for that are in the pinned comment and in the description below for that, guys. So then, why am I so convinced that we're getting a massive pump here in the next 48 hours, or a move in Bitcoin? When I look at the monthly chart, in the monthly chart, first of all, is the most bullish monthly candlestick that we have ever seen in Bitcoin, because we were never that high on a monthly chart, and have broken here from January the high that we had. So now in market structure, that basically tells you that we get continuation to the upside. And now when you look at the stochastic RSI, this is the same thing that we see over here too. So here we got a buy signal on the stochastic RSI currently, and in 3.5 days, it's 72 hours. I forgot we have 31 days this month, so it's 72 hours. We're gonna get here the confirmation of that buy signal, and that will put pressure on Bitcoin to pump here higher. So we could see in June 120, 130, maybe even $140,000 for Bitcoin based on that. So, and this will usually continue into the end of the year and the rest of the year. When you just look here, we got the last time a buy signal all the way down here at $15,000, $16,000. And this continued until we got here basically a sell signal. And even there in the sell signal, we got the one last pump before we got a consolidation. So we went up here 4x before we got the next consolidation. I don't expect that we get now 4x here out of Bitcoin to the upside, but maybe $150,000, $160,000 might be here in the next coming months. Definitely possible, maybe even $200,000. And beyond that, depending on how fast the exchanges will run out of Bitcoins. So, but now in the short term, based on this signal, I believe that June will be also a really good month for us. And we will make a lot of money during the month of June. So here on the 4-hourly chart, we are back at the 50 moving average, but that is not really concerning me at all, because we have the high leverage short liquidity still sitting above us, untapped. And in my opinion, we're going to get here a move pretty soon to take this out at $111,000. And from there, we could see a small reversal. Even if that is happening, this trade, the active trade, will be then completed. You should have definitely already your stop losses at least at break even here or slightly in profit, just in case if we actually come first lower before we go higher. But like I said, it doesn't look like that right now. You see that also on the liquidation heat map. The concentration of liquidity is right now building up above us. There is of course that liquidity still sitting below us at $106,500 to $105,700 approximately. But like I said, the concentration of shorts is piling up here, and that is where then the market makers will go to actually hunt for liquidity, and here in the short term that could go as high as $111,000, $112,000 before we go then potentially even higher than that. On the MDX algo scalp gradient, so here we're cooling down a little bit currently, but again, this is also not really worrisome for me in the short term. Wednesday is usually a consolidation day, down day kind of thing, and Thursday is then again a day where we pump. That was at least for the last I think 18 months or something the case, and I think that hasn't changed yet. Even though we got here a small bearish divergence on the reactor indicator, I think it's just a small consolidation with a small pullback within it before we move here into higher prices. The reason for that is really simple. Still here in that resistance area from that all-time high, consolidating here, but we're sitting above the biggest area of the VPR, closest to the price action right now. The point of control is at $96,000. So bulls are definitely in control here right now by holding the price afloat over $105,000 approximately. So in that we are consolidating here in such a resistance area is absolutely normal before we get the next leg and push to the upside. So if you want to trade altcoins with me, and before I get into them, then go to Bybit, guys. You still get $30,000 worth of bonuses, and I think in this wallet I still have, let me see, do I have it in this wallet here? I'm not sure if I have it here in this wallet. Yeah, I have it in this wallet. So let me just switch. Here, a Bybit card, guys. I pay everything with that Bybit card. Wherever I go, I pay with the Bybit card. Flights, hotels, everything, and swipe it. So if you want one of these cards, also a reason why you should use the link in the pin comment below in the description below, so that you can actually spend all the money that you make in crypto with a card, and also the $500 airdrop position is still available, you know, so just go and check it out in the pinned comments and the link in the description below, guys. So now the total free market cap still consolidating. Don't gonna go any further into that. The Bitcoin dominance pushing here a little bit back to the upside after we broke down from the rising wedge pattern, but overall I see here still continuation to the downside, especially around that move that I wait for Bitcoin currently for. Best case scenario, when Bitcoin starts moving to the upside, that altcoins, that the Bitcoin dominance goes down and people start rotating into altcoins. Worst case, we get a small pump here, retest of 64.64%, and then we return and continue lower. The main thing here for me is that we are not coming back into that rising wedge pattern here above 64.83%. Yeah, and from there, even if we go there, get a rejection and continue the downwards trend. So now Ethereum, I think I need to change that pattern a little bit because it doesn't look accurate anymore. Yeah, so slightly higher at $3,640 approximately. The trade is active. You are still not too late to enter this. Here on the daily chart, you still see the buy signal came in on stochastic, is kind of indecisive, and the RSI is pointing down. Simple reason is that we're also here at a massive resistance area currently trading, and that's why we see that happening. But yeah, one small push over the edge and we go to the upside, and that push might be coming sooner than, rather sooner than later. Then Solana, here you might get a chance to enter here at $172 once again, that trading setup. If we are really lucky, we come all the way down here, but I don't see that right now on the 4-hourly chart, because the RSI is telling me that we are potentially bottoming out here. The RSI is turning around. The MACD is not giving too much bearishness, so it could, and also we are still printing here higher lows. So here, higher low, here higher low, if we close it like that, which is again an indication that we are building up here momentum to push higher. So you see here also what is it called again? An ascending, yeah. So an ascending triangle is shaping up here with an upside target of roughly $193. So yeah, that is the simple reason why I would enter here that setup over here at $170 when we touch it, and then trade this to the technical target of roughly $200. The next one, a new coin that I'm looking at is NEAR. So here at on NEAR, I'm focusing on this downward sloping trend line. Once the trend line is broken, I will personally enter a trade and gonna share it also publicly that I did. The simple reason is that here is a resistance, $2.86. So once we're above that, I expect a move at least to $3.20, so which would be a 10% move to the upside, with a stop loss here at $2.78, 3.53%. I most likely trade this with 5-6x leverage, something like that, for the simple reason that we are already getting here a buy signal stochastic, the RSI is going up, MACD is turning bullish. So here also a big indication that we are most likely going to break that downward sloping trend line here in the next coming hours. Then Injective broke now the downward sloping trend line and the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, if you want to trade this, you would be not too late, but this is a swing trade, guys, don't forget. So this is here 59% with a 6% stop loss, so roughly a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio, definitely worth it. Yeah, roughly 60% to the upside. Yeah, 60% from the current price. And here on the daily, we just got started to move here to the upside, so there's so much more upside, guys. Don't miss out on this trade. I don't see here a major pullback. In the worst case, what I see here is that we push through here $16.50, 60, then turn around to the current price, then push through and go all the way past $20. No, that is NEAR. So then AVAX. AVAX is another one that I'm looking at here, also ascending, a triangle shaping up, neckline at $24.70. Either you enter from there, or if we get a really quick move here back to like $20, $21, which I don't really expect, then you can enter from there. That was the original entry on that setup, so you should be already filled. If not, then you can enter from here to the same target. It would be also still roughly 46% of a profit to the upside here, with a 10% stop loss. Would be also absolutely fine, but wait for the break of that ascending triangle here. Guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you caught a lot of the trades that we are putting out here, and don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll see you with more money tomorrow.